got you covered. Don't miss out on our interactive segments, contests, and giveaways that will keep you engaged and entertained. Start your day with a smile. So, set your alarms and wake up to the best morning show in the city. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja's go-to station for news, entertainment, and more. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7 FM, 5 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday to Friday. Let's get this day started.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
All right, thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Citizen FM 93.7 and Newspaper Review. And welcome to the second half of this show. And this is where we look at some of the stories in details. And the phone lines are open. You can join the conversation. You can call us on 0903 2229 You can also call us on 0818 222205. And not forgetting that you can send us a WhatsApp message on any of these numbers. That's 0903 2229 797 or 0818 222205. Yes, Mr. Salman Salami is in the studio. Good morning, Mr. Salami.
Very good morning to you, the Grandmaster himself.
All right.
Our super citizen listeners too.
All right, let's start off immediately. And our launching part for this segment will be the Guardian newspaper. And where do we start from if not the story on clemency, which dominated and has continued to dominate public space since it initially broke out about 3 weeks ago, Mr. Salami. And this is how the Guardian newspaper put the story. Tinubu reviews clemency list, drops high-risk offenders, orders Secretariat's relocation. President Bola Tinubu has signed the necessary instrument to formally exercise its constitutional prerogative of mercy, granting pardons and clemency to selected individuals convicted of various offenses. Following the review, individuals convicted of serious crimes, including kidnapping, drug-related offenses, human trafficking, fraud, and unlawful possession or dealing in firearms were removed from the list. Some others earlier slated for pardon had their sentences commuted. According to the presidency, the decision was guided by the gravity of the offenses, their security implications, sensitivity to victims, the need to reinforce law enforcement morale, and Nigeria's bilateral obligation. The review also reflected the principles that justice must serve the accused, the victims, and the state. Mr. Salami.
It is never too late to do the right thing. But I commend the courage of the president to do the needful by ordering for the review of the.
All right, Mr. Salami, you can continue with your thought. We had to fix something very urgently.
Yes, I said that, yes, I commend the courage of the presidency to order for the review because it is better late than never. And there is a lesson. That lesson is this: the power of the people. We, the people, we have the power to make government do the right thing if we are united and if we are deliberate and intentional. Again, it shows one thing, that there is the need for the government to be thorough in whatever they do. Lawrence, but for the agitations by the people, it will have gone either unnoticed or those who should not be amidst decent people will have been allowed to go scot-free. And again, we need to be careful about what constitutes justice. Because justice is not just for one person.
Exactly.
Justice is for the accused as well as the victim. In actual fact, oftentimes we always forget the victim, concentrating on the accused. I am very, very careful, and that is why I'm picking my words. Because it shows that at times government does things and think about it later. There is the need for government to be thorough, very thorough, before coming up with whatever they intend to do. But for the agitations and the protestations from we the people, another mistake will have gone unnoticed. Lawrence, I risk drug barons, kidnappers, bandits, and convicted murderers will have been let off the hook. Good, as I said, that is better late than never.
Never. Yeah, I think I share some of your sentiments. Better late than never, but I also wish, that is, if it's not done, because sometimes some of these things are not made public. People need to
consequence.
Yes, need to be sanctioned for bringing the government into disrepute, and for embarrassing the government and embarrassing the country and even the president, because that's simply what this was all about. From day one, we said it, that no matter the spinning, it's not going to fly. Understand? And thank God that sanity and reason prevailed. And at the end of the day, the government backtracked and took a second look at the whole event, and also did the needful. And Mr. Salami, I know that this might not be a popular opinion. Yes, I know that the Council of State is basically an advisory body. But it's, I don't know, this kind of decision was taken, and we understand that it was a unanimous decision of approval from the Council of State. Not even one person questioned and said, look, wait a minute, let's not rush this.
Well, there's this verse I like in the Bible, the iniquity of us all. And it calls into question what happens during deliberation at the so-called Council of State, with due respect. Because this shouldn't have even come into public domain in the first instance. And now, is it the cart before the horse or the horse before the cart? Are they taking it back to the Council of State, or they just communicated that yes, as agreed? For whatever reason, a shoddy job was done. Very shoddy. And it has really, really embarrassed the government. That is the truth. We can't patch this. And this is not the way to go. It only means that those who were saddled with the responsibility did not do a tidy job. And this is to put it mildly.
Exactly, Mr. I completely agree. It's really embarrassing. That I wish I could find another word for that, because anyway, thank God that it's been redressed. I think I hope that officials of government would learn one or two lessons from this one. Mr. Salami, let's move on to another big story that dominated public discourse yesterday, and that was the screening of the service chiefs by the Senate. It was eventually the service chiefs were cleared by the Senate. This is how this Guardian newspaper posed the story. Service chiefs unveil ambitious plans at Senate confirmation. The Senate has confirmed Nigeria's 4 service chiefs designate after marathon screening sessions in Abuja, where each nominee outlined ambitious plans for a smarter, self-reliant, and technologically advanced military. During the Senate session, the nominees presented distinct but complementary visions centered on local defense production, inter-service collaboration, troop welfare, and technological innovation. General Oluyede called for urgent investment in a domestic military industrial complex, warning that reliance on foreign weapons is unsustainable and costly. He said, no nation can claim, this is a quote from him, no nation can claim true sovereignty without control over its defense production. We must develop our own capacity to equip and defend the nation. The CDS also highlighted cyber warfare, misinformation, and policing gaps as emerging threats, stressing that military personnel's welfare must reflect the sacrifices made in the service.
Well, Lawrence, I am happy in a way that the new service chiefs have identified certain lacunae, and they have now said that they will work smarter. You see, I am not against doing things differently, provided that at the end of the day, we'll get better result. What Nigerians want is a better result and the crushing of the bandits. Lawrence, are you saying, or are we saying, that there can't be an end to this insurgency? Are we saying that these insurgents are better equipped, or that we were calling them ragtag initially, thinking that it is just a walkover and then we come back home on time. But how many years and we are yet still counting? There is a need for us to finish this job and come back home.
Yes. All right, we wish the service chiefs the best of luck in their current tour of duty, as they say in Defense Palace. Mr. Salami, let's move on to this day newspaper. Meanwhile, our phone lines are open. You can make that call now, 0903 22 29797. You can also call us on 0818 22 205. Forgetting, you can also send us a WhatsApp message. Yesterday, we had good news from the education sector. Federal government releases 2.3 billion naira batch 8 salary, promotion areas, deepens dialogue, strengthen welfare. The federal government says it has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to revitalizing Nigeria's tertiary education through decisive fiscal interventions, policy reforms, and sustained dialogue with the Academic Staff Union of Universities and other university-based unions. To this end, it has released 2.3 billion naira, representing batch 8 salary and promotion arrears to universities across the country. The disbursement process through the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation is to clear inherited backlogs and enhance the welfare of academic and non-academic staff in the tertiary sector. Mr. Salami.
This is cheering news. Cheering news in the sense that education is so sensitive and so important and critical to our national development. There is nothing like human resources and capacity building. I am of the view that the percentage of budget allocation to education should meet the international standard. Lawrence, there is nothing like education, and there is nothing like improving human capacity. Our best resources is the human capacity resources, without which we cannot go anywhere. If we are to hold our own in the Committee of Nations, this is the way to go. And we do not threaten to go on strike before we fund the tertiary institutions in such a way that our universities will be at least among the first 100 universities in the world. That's the way I want to look at it.
And we hope that it's not just to announce that these monies have been released to the sector. We hope that in reality the funds are actually released and given to the lecturers, the teachers, the workers, and everyone who deserves it. The bottlenecks should not take forever. We don't want to hear that, it is hanging in the Ministry of Finance. Okay, we are waiting the signature of the Accountant General. Okay, the network, the IPPS is, different kinds of...
Or waiting for cash backing.
Exactly. These things should not take years to perfect. And that's why, Mr. Salami, we keep saying that in this century, a lot of these things are done through the touch of a button. You don't need to carry files from one office or one department to another. Once a presidential approval is given, under 24 hours, it's not rocket science, is it?
It is not. And you see, my grandfather always told us that we too know how to do the bad thing. We're just choosing not to do it. It's a choice. Let me tell you, we are no more young boys in life. We have come a very long age, even in this profession. We have read stories of corruption that was perfected within 24 hours. What I'm saying is this: if they intend to do it, it is doable within a very short period. And let them release this money.
All right, Mr. Salami, let's move on to stories on corruption. The Punch newspaper has a story. EFCC returned houses, luxury cars to victims of fraud in Oyo State. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has handed over 3 properties, 2 luxury vehicles, and monies recovered from self-acclaimed spiritualist and fraudster Fatai Ali, also known as Baba Oshun, to his victim. In a statement, the Commission said the assets were forfeited following a court order obtained after Ali was convicted of defrauding the man of over 200 million naira under the guise. And I want us to take this other story together. They are related. And on bribery, court orders forfeiture of $49,000 recovered from ex-INEC reg. A federal high court sitting in Abuja yesterday ordered the permanent forfeiture of a total sum of 49 $8,700 that was allegedly recovered from a former resident Electoral Commissioner REC in Sokoto State, Dr. Nura Ali. A team of security operatives recovered the money, which was said to have been offered as bribe to Dr. Ali, who was posted by INEC to serve as its REC during general elections in Sokoto. The foreign currencies were retrieved after his house was searched. Mr. Salami, on the first story, the return of forfeited assets to the owners, and this.
Well, I give kudos to the EFCC, and there is always the need to inform our people that inability to moderate greed is always the cause of so many anguish that they go through in life. You went to a spiritualist. He did not invite you. You went to a spiritualist, and at the end of the day, he defrauded you of close to 200 million, both in property and luxury cars. Lawrence, you had as much as 200 million, and you still went on your own to a spiritualist.
And you wanted to make it 400 million or 800 million.
You know, I have been telling you about the consequence of inability to moderate greed.
And because that's the first thing they capture, they take advantage of that.
Of course. Well, let's thank God that it ended that way. That at least he was able to get back something. That's one. And the doctor, our good doctor, the REC man in Sokoto, who helped himself to the tune of 49 million dollars. Let's even say it's $50 million. Is it good enough? I'm a doctor. I'm sure that academic doctor, not medical doctor. Where lies integrity? What has his education done for him? When they bring out academics, the idea is this, that they have gotten to a level in life where they will not compromise integrity. That is the essence. Yet, our brother took bribe. It should not end at confiscating the money. There should be consequence.
Yeah, I'm also happy that the EFCC, by returning those assets to the victim, this will also inspire confidence on a lot of people who are victims, and they don't just want to come out. Some of them would just give up and say there's no point, it's gone. And this will serve as some level of confidence. But the major thing is moderate your greed, because once the fraudster knows that he can get you through greed, most of the time, not all the time actually, but most of the time, they capitalize on your greed to make it. Because you always ask questions. If you say you can give me 10 million naira, and I look at the shirt you're wearing, I look at the environment you are staying, I'm going to ask myself question, sensible question. If it was that easy to make that 10 million naira, why don't you just start with yourself? Why do you even love me that much that you want to come and help me make money?
He has no family. And he loves you more than his family. And another thing, like we keep on saying, Lawrence, when greed takes over, reason takes flight. And that is what they work on. Immediately you see a greedy man, it's finished. A greedy man.
205. 205. All right, Mr. Mr. Sami, this story from the Guardian newspaper. 170 foreigners seek Nigerian citizenship as FG tightens screening. And the federal government has begun reviewing 170 applications from foreign nationals seeking Nigerian citizenship, but only those of strong character and impeccable integrity will make the cut. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunjojo, disclosed this in Abuja after chairing a meeting of Citizenship Advisory Committee, which vets all citizenship requests before forwarding recommendations to President Bola Tinubu for approval.
Nigeria is attractive.
Just a moment, Mr. Salami. Let's take this call. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, it's about good morning. My name is Greg, and I'm calling you from Area 1.
All right, Greg, quite a while.
Yeah, busy with work and everything.
All right, please go ahead.
Very quickly, I wanted to talk about the 360-degree results of the president to commute the death sentence of Miriam Sanda to 12 years. But let me quickly say that it was clearly an ominous clanger, a blooper that would have never crystallized had the president and his handlers cornucopiously done a thorough job of vetting. But given the fact that, whatever they had done it's subject to humanistic frailties. It could just pop up in, glitching. I would want to commend him regardless, for at least listening to the clamorous remonstration of Nigerians who excoriated and crippled him for commuting a woman without having recourse to the family of the grieved, the grieving family of the victim who was killed gruesomely by the wife. So I commend the president regardless. He is not my man Friday. Everybody knows that. I am not his fan, and he will never be my fan. But on this, I commend him for at least listening to the cries of Nigerians who crippled what he did. And then lastly, Pastor Lukayoke, incidentally, is a pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God that I worship and that I'm a worker in. Has he done well? This isn't talking about EFCC repatriating properties that were fraudulently expropriated. Has he done well? I don't think he has. So even with my bias as a member of the same church, I don't think he has. He needs to up his game. If nobody is telling him, I'm telling him now that he needs to wake up and up his game. What he's doing is something that I find embarrassingly menacing, and that he needs to realize that he's not repping up the Christian faith as much as people would want him to, and that he has possibilities, the potentialities to now begin to remediate these bloopers, ominous clangers that he is beginning to characterize his administration with. He has opportunities to now begin to remediate them and do what is right. What is right in this instance? Where is Yaya Bello? Where is Bawa? Where is Tompolo? Who everybody knew ubiquitously he had mutilated the Naira, and then for which some other persons were committed to prison, like the likes of Cubana Chief Priest. They were prosecuted.
Okay, all right. Okay, Greg, I think you've made your point. Thank you so much for calling, because some other calls are trying to come in. Let me take some other calls. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to listen to you. All right, Mr. Salami, before that call came in, you were talking about the federal government's announcement that a certain number of foreigners are seeking citizenship of the country.
It only shows that Nigeria is attractive to some people, and I want to believe should be attractive to we Nigerians. We must value this country. We must appreciate being Nigerians, and we should be glad that we should be proud of our country, that this very country can hold our own in the Committee of Nations, that Nigeria is indeed the giant of Africa. People are seeking citizenship. They want to belong. They want to become Nigerians. Not by birth anyway. But there is something attractive to them. That is why they applied to become Nigerian. But then there is a caveat. They should be well scrutinized. They should be what?
Well scrutinized.
It's very, very important.
Exactly, so that we don't end up with another embarrassing case where people with shady characters will be recommended for citizenship only for the announcement to be made, and then public outreach will follow, and then we'll now retract our steps and do this. So I agree with Mr. Salami that yes, the list needs to be vetted very well before it is made public at the end of the day. Mr. Salami, before we go, the Anambra election is just a few days away from today, less than 9 or 10 days, November 8th. The governorship election is taking place in Anambra State. And the NSA and other security agencies have been talking tough. And Anambra election violence will be met with strong and uncompromising response. That's from the National Security Advisor. This is how the Tribune newspaper puts the story. How, as the countdown to the November 8th governorship election in Anambra State gathers momentum, the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, has warned troublemakers to steer clear of the state, as any form of violence during the poll will be met with a strong and uncompromising response. This is just as the chairman of INEC, Professor Joaz Omupito, warned that the commission would not condone vote buying during the election, for which it will deploy 24,000 personnel. Mr. Salami.
Well, this is the first litmus test for Professor Josh Omupito, the new INEC chairman. And he has told Nigerians that, yes, you will see something different, because with his team, they are poised to conduct a free, fair, credible, and transparent election. Well, it's good to think big. It's good to keep hope alive. But a lot will go into it. And let us wish him well. Let us believe that and hope that all the critical stakeholders will do the needful, including the electorate.
And the political parties.
And the political parties. He has said that, yes, they will not condone vote buying. Lawrence.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. For me, you said this is his first litmus test. Well, yes, to the extent that he's the boss of at INEC and the buck stops at this table. But is it really his first litmus test? This is a man who came in just a few days ago when arrangement for this election had been like 98% done. He couldn't have effected any radical change if he wished. But then, let's see, he's the boss, so he takes the credit, he takes the blame.
Lawrence, you will see how our colleagues will go to town.
Yeah.
And they will be talking of INEC chairman as if he's been there since when?
Since forever.
You know.
Yeah.
And honestly, on a very serious note, you either take the price or you pay the price.
Exactly.
The buck stops.
Yeah, table.
And no excuse.
No. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Salami. I think we'll need to take a pause here. We'll return tomorrow for another edition of our program. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show, Mr. Salman Salami.
It's my pleasure too. We don't have any other job.
All right, that's our package on the show today. The program returns tomorrow, 7 a.m. bright and early. Lawrence Omoite, it's my name. Enjoy the rest of your day.